Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Michelle with Soul Purpose Activation, and we are back with another future spouse pick a card video. Okay, this time what we're going to be looking at is what your future spouse will absolutely love and adore about you. Okay, what's going to attract them to you, what's going to make them want to spend the rest of their life with you. Okay, and so here we got 4 piles to choose from. Pile 1 is this beautiful Malachite stone. Okay. Pile 2, we've got the orange Sunstone. I love how that, like the sheen, it kind of shines a little bit, sparkles in the, it's like rainbow sunstone. Anyway, this is blue Aragonite for pile 3. Pile 4 is Mookaite. So just take a minute, pause the video if you need to pick which pile is calling to you the most, or maybe there's a couple of them, and I will see you at your timestamp. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. You picked the beautiful Malachite stone, such a very healing, very heart healing stone Malachite is. Okay, so what we're going to be looking at pile 1 is what your future spouse is going to love the most about you. All right, so we're just going to place this beautiful healing stone over here. We're going to get the overall energy of this reading real quick, and we have coming apart in reverse. And then we also have fertility. We've got sacral chakra and solar plexus chakra coming through here. Ooh, citrine. Oh yeah. All right, so look at this. We got abundance and fertility together. Okay, now fertility doesn't necessarily mean, you know, having a bunch of babies, although that could very well be what is attracting them to you if you are someone who wants to have kids or who wants to have a lot of kids. This could also simply mean that you're very, very powerful at manifesting. Your creativity, like once you speak things into being, like if you are a conscious manifester, like whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve. Like I'm getting very powerhouse vibes from you, pile 1. Very powerhouse vibes. You are naturally somebody who, this is Empress energy for those of you who are familiar with the tarot. Okay, so I'm very much picking up Empress energy with citrine and peach moonstone here. With fertility, it's very seductive. I don't want to say seductive. There's a very naturally, it's a naturally seductive vibe about you. I mean, you're sexy without even really trying. Yeah, let's get into the reading, because your energy is so it's so potent. Your energy is you feel magical, pile 1, and I really feel like what's going on here is I'm having a hard time putting into words exactly what it is that your future spouse finds so attractive about you, is because it's just like that's how they're going to feel. It's almost like they're going to feel intoxicated when they're around your energy, just because you're just so freaking magical. Naturally seductive, naturally sexy. You don't even have to try to be sexy. Like I can just see you walking and you have this natural way of carrying yourself and this natural way of behaving that is just so, like, you know, you're not even trying. You're not even trying to be sexy, and yet you are. You're not even trying to be powerful, yet you are. You're not even trying to be the Empress, because you are the Empress, okay? And the Empress is simply, you know, feminine energy. So I really am picking up that you are the divine feminine in this reading. And your divine masculine counterpart is going to be someone that is very much just they're going to have gaga heart eyes towards you all the time. All the time. Okay, let's look at what this coming apart in reverse is all about. What is this coming apart? Okay, so what the coming apart in reverse is letting me know, pile one, it's especially with the Empress energy that is surrounding you, you are able to keep your head, like your head is very squarely on your shoulders. I mean, you have a really good head on your shoulders. You know life isn't perfect, but you're able to roll with the punches. And this is something that your future spouse is just, they're absolutely going to love and adore about you, because you're able to maintain your sense of humor, your optimistic outlook, very much kind of catching some Sagittarius vibes from you. Really pretty much, okay, Sagittarius vibes are definitely coming through, but I am picking up fire signs, so, you know, Aries or Leo also coming through for you. A little bit of Aquarius energy coming in there. Just take whatever resonates. But like nothing knocks you down. It feels like nothing knocks you down. Like you're able to take, and this is goes in hand with you being such a powerful manifester, because you know, it's like, oh, okay, well, whatever's coming in here, there must be some reason why it manifested. I'm just going to do the exact opposite and, you know, take care of this right away. You know, you don't sit and wallow in depression and worriedness and anything like that. And if this isn't resonating for you at this point in time, when you're like, yeah, that's not me, this either isn't your reading, or you are working towards becoming this type of person. But at the core, I feel you are very much divine feminine Empress energy. If you don't know what Empress energy is, just Google it. There's only one Empress in the deck. I mean, there's four, you know, there's 4 queens, 4 pages. Pages can also be, you know, feminine or masculine, but there's only one Empress, okay? And this is really how your future spouse is going to feel about you. Like, you know, they may literally say, I mean, you're beautiful. You're beautiful and you're sexy and you're all of this and you're all that. And you're 1 in a billion, okay? Like there's not, they'll never be able to find another one like you. And that's how they literally feel about you. All right, so let's get some more information. This is such a beautiful reading. Like if I come back towards this reading, you know, in a few months and watch it myself, I really hope that pile 1 is, well, I guess this far. I haven't done the other piles yet, but so far pile 1 is like, I hope this is my pile, because this is awesome energy. Empress energy all the way. Citrine is one of my favorite stones of all time, and so I'm just kind of like, yeah, loving that. And my light just blinked when I said that, so that must be spirit letting me know, yes, this is my pile. Awesome. Anyway, enough about me. Let's get back to you guys. What is pile 1's future spouse going to love about pile 1? Ooh, healing. Spoiled. Let's get 3 more cards, please. 3 more cards for pile 1. What is pile 1's future spouse going to love and adore about pile 1? Whoop. We also have detox with spiritual cleanse and purging. We got blocked ascension, and then we need 1 more card for pile 1. Por favor. Thank you. We got flow with ease and don't force. Okay. Yes, you are Empress energy. You're all of it. You are with the spoiled and the taken care of and comfortable. I mean, yes, this is one of the things that your future spouse is going to want to do for you. They're going to want to make sure that you constantly feel taken care of, but they also see you as somebody who takes care of themselves. And they love that about you, because that shows a level of self-respect that not many people have. You're also very healing. You may even be drawn to some kind of a healing art, whether it's nursing, you know, psychology, therapy, maybe spiritual healing types of things, of like Reiki or tarot or something like that. But your energy is naturally healing. Like this person is going to be able, your future spouse, like when they're around you, it's like they completely forget about whatever problems they might be dealing with. I mean, it's just, you're their happy space. You're their happy place. They love how you're able, like I said earlier, as far as your manifesting ability goes, but they love how you're able to face your own shadows. They love how you're able to see yourself clearly. They love how self-aware that you are. And with blocked ascension here, I feel like your paths, like your future spouse and your path crossing is really going to help them. Like, I feel they're going to have some level of self-awareness. I mean, they're going to have to, in order for an Empress to be in alignment like this. For your future spouse is going to be your divine counterpart, okay? They're going to be your emperor, okay? You're the divine feminine. They're going to be your divine masculine. And the two of you coming into contact with each other, if there is any kind of blocked ascension, or there's anything that's going on that's stagnant in either one of you, just you guys being in proximity to each other and being in each other's energy is going to remove all of that. It's going to like I can just see the veil opening. Like, the two of you are really going to trigger something powerful in each other. Very, very powerful. And then we've got flow. Yeah, that I just feel this is how you are. You go with the flow so easily. It doesn't matter what you're facing, what pops up in your 3D reality or in your space. You're just like, I got this. I don't like that this is happening, but it's like, you're the creator of your own experience. And so you're like, okay, something happened that I had a hand in creating this experience. So, but I'm also, powerful enough to create whatever, the exact opposite. And you do. And so, with this coming apart in the flow with ease is just you. And they love that about you. I won't necessarily say you're super easygoing. I feel, okay. So this is where there's some Aries energy popping in, because I really feel like you're headstrong, you're gung-ho, you're a go-getter, and you don't let anything keep you down. You see an obstacle and you'll plow right through it, or you jump over it, or you just act like, oh, okay, strapping up my bootstraps, let's go. And you manifest yourself to the other side of that. Okay? You are so powerful, and that is exactly how your future spouse is seeing you. And I actually feel like they're going to be very powerful as well. But I feel you are more spiritual, powerful maybe on the spiritual realm. Learning how to be powerful energetically, learning how to manifest, learning how to create your own, your own experience. You're learning how to work with energy. They may teach you a lot about the materialistic world, business, how to get your message or your healing or your power out to more people. And then at the same time, you're teaching them how to, increase their manifesting abilities, how to increase, how to heal themselves from the inside out, whatever it is they're dealing with. You two are literally feel like a power couple, healing each other on different levels. They're going to heal you kind of on the help you to kind of heal things maybe in the 3D reality, and you're helping them heal things on the 5D reality. It's it's a perfect yin and yang. It's a perfect, I'm just giving you examples. Like I said, this is a general reading. Just take what resonates. But the two of you are perfect counterparts, okay? Give me some more information about what Pile 1's future spouse loves about them. What does Pile 1's future spouse love about them, please? What is Pile 1's? Oh, look at the 10 of Cups. Coming out underneath healing. So you or they, what's coming up is you may, like, and this can be true for one of you or both of you, but with the Ten of Cups coming up under healing, there may have been some past family drama or trauma that you have healed and that they have healed. And so the two of you, it's like you are going to be basically like their dream come true. Like I said, the Ten of Cups is like you're their happily ever after. You're their happy space. They have an idea in their mind of what they want. Like, they're going to want to have kids with you. I'll tell you that right now. Okay? For some of you, they're going to want to have a lot of kids. Of course, that's something that the two of you can figure out together. But you're it for them. Like, when they sat and they thought about what they wanted. Oh, look at that with the Wheel of Fortune coming out underneath spoiled. It's your time. Oh my gosh. And this stuff is just popping out. Okay, oh, holy moly. All right, yes. So you're the happily ever after. You're everything that they wanted. When they think about their future spouse and what they want that family life to look like, you are it. I don't know if you've met this person yet, but I have a strong sense that the both of you are manifesting each other in. You may be deliberately doing it, like you may be actually actively working with either the law of assumption or the law of attraction. They may just be doing it more on a kind of intuitive kind of level, although I do have a feeling that they are aware of at least the law of attraction, and they probably do a lot of things around, you know, like around mindset work. So I do feel like you guys, like the two of you are really manifesting each other in. And then here we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I mean, it's just more indication that this is fate. So the two of you may have had several incarnations together. And you decided before you incarnated into this lifetime to find each other again and to have, you know, and to spend the rest of your lives together during this lifetime. There may have been some things in the past, like in your past lives, where it was where the two of you couldn't be together, or there were always obstacles coming through and coming about. And if you had a rough start in life, like maybe if you're a late bloomer, or if you had a really rough childhood, or if you've had a really rough go with your self-esteem, and you've had some maybe experiences in your childhood or maybe early adult life, depending on where you're at, you know, in your journey. If you had a lot of things triggering or bringing up shadows having to do with your self-confidence, your self-worth, those things were there for you to deal with and to heal, so that this union could come into play, so that the two of you could be together in this lifetime and spend the rest of your life together with flow and with ease. And individually, the two of you are strong individually. And then when you come together, it's like it's going to be an unbreakable bond. I'm hearing unbreakable bond. Like, it doesn't matter who or what tries to come against you. It's almost laughable. Like, you know, it would like trying to take a piece of selenite and trying to scratch a diamond with it. It's just, you know, for those who don't know, selenite is a very soft stone. So, you know, you try to scratch a diamond with selenite, it's like, why the hell would you even try that? This is so stupid. And so it's like individually the two of you are so strong, like on every level, but mostly spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Like, you're so strong individually, and then you come together and that bond is just unbreakable. Anyone or anything. And when I say anything, that could also be spiritual, like, you know, entities, or, you know, lower vibrational energies that are not of the 3D realm. Anything that tries to come against you can't even scratch you. It's like, let alone even put a dent in you, let alone even break you. And so, I mean, this is going to be a very beautiful, powerful, potent union. I feel like the two of you together are going to be capable of achieving very monumental things if you decide to, like, say, go into business together, or choose to maybe start like an organization or a charitable organization together, or tackle humanitarian problems together. Like, the two of you are going to be a very powerfully potent force that no one can really reckon with, okay? And that also might be the reason why the two of you may have had such a difficult time in your past, where, you know, your weaknesses were constantly being bombarded from the outside, is because that's normally what happens when you have two divine counterparts coming together during a lifetime. When you have, you know, such strong, you know, you have two people that are individually strong spiritually, energetically, emotionally, and mentally, then you have them come together in a pair. Oh my God, that's just like a, I mean, it does something to the global consciousness, just your existence, let alone like what you consciously try to heal in the world. There's going to be forces that want to come and try to delay that, try to disrupt that. And usually once those forces, once, you know, the divine counterparts come together, once that connection is made, if the two of you are individually strong and healed individually, once that connection is made, it cannot be broken. And so, you know, these lower vibing energies know that. And so they try to, you know, really weaken you in your separation, if that makes any sense. Okay, so that's just a little bit of insight there. If you've had a rough time from, you know, here, you know, from up to this point, that's just letting you know, that's just a testament to who you are as a person, your power as a, you know, as an energetic, soulful being, and letting you know what is coming. The power that is indicated by the union of you and your future spouse is going to be very, very, not just beautiful, but it's going to be very powerful. It's going to have a lot of energetic influence on the world, okay? Whether you guys actually do anything, just your presence here is going to help. You know, your connected presence, your intersected, merged presence is going to somehow, some way, shape, or form increase the global consciousness, okay? And then we got the Judgment with the blocked ascension. And this is just helping each other, like, with unfinished lessons. Yeah. It's like the two of you are going to be able to come together and really, it's like the pieces are going to fit. I just heard one of my all-time favorite bands. It's a kind of a progressive rock band called Tool, and I heard I know the pieces fit, and that's what's like going to happen with you and your future spouse. Whatever lessons that you still need to learn haven't been learned yet, because your future spouse, your divine counterpart, is the only one that can help you do that, and vice versa. Okay. Just a lot of healing. Like, you guys separately have done a lot of healing, but when you guys come together, it's going to be healing on every single level, including like the 3D reality and spilling over to others around you. It's going to be magnificent, okay? And with the High Priestess underneath, flow with ease, that's just a confirmation that it doesn't matter what comes against you, pile one. This is just your future spouse letting you know they love, they adore how you're able to just, it's almost like now I'm seeing Neo in the Matrix, and, you know, all these bullets flying at you, and you're just like, you know, bending over backwards and dodging them, and, you know, and basically turning those bullets away from you and like deflecting them from you, and basically returning to sender. You're so powerful. You are so powerful, and your future spouse really is too. Yeah, they are too. All right, let's get some messages from your future spouse to you. And then we're going to end the reading there. This has been a very beautiful reading for you guys. Ooh, look, twin flame. You don't have to be or do anything for them to love you. Their higher self wants union as much as you do. Oh my gosh, see, I didn't say twin flame. I've been saying divine counterpart, but that's literally kind of what divine counterpart means for people who don't want to come right out and say it. Taming the beast. This says you make them putty in your hands. They know their old conquering ways will not work with you. All right, let's get a few more cards. Oh, not that many cards. Oh, they must be working on the place next door. I hear tapping. Tap, tap, tapping. Isn't there like a... Oh, that is annoying. Thank goodness this reading is almost over, because I'd hate to have that in the rest of it. All right, pile one. Messages from pile one's future spouse. So far, pile one, they're letting you know they're your twin flame. They're your divine counterpart. If you don't believe in twin flames, soulmate energy, they're the one. They're the one that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, okay? And with them saying that their higher self wants union as much as you do, their higher self, like your higher self and their higher self is, like y'all are on each other's like spirit guide team. You know, their higher self is part of your spirit guide team, and your higher self is part of their spirit guide team. And the two of you, like your higher selves, are working together to bring this union into fruition, into manifestation. Game over. All right, now, so the thing down here says they feel your wrath. They know you're no longer entertaining their half-hearted effort. But what I heard from game over was when I was telling you about these lower vibing people and energies, mostly like entities, I should say, that are not of the 3D realm, who fear the two of you, your union. Because the two of you, like, you are individually very powerful just as individuals, but coming together, it's like it's beyond a force to be reckoned with. They cannot touch you. And so they know that once the two of you come into union, it's game over. That's why you guys have had such a difficult time coming in. So for most of you, I feel this is going to be a brand new connection, okay? There might be a slight, maybe I'm hearing like maybe 3 to 5% of you, this could be a past person. But for most of you, this is someone that you've not met yet, okay? You may have had some false twin flames or karmic connections leading up to this point, but those people were simply put in your path to help you trigger up your shadows, to heal those parts of yourself that were keeping you out of alignment with your authentic self, okay? But yeah, so it's game over. Like, really, you can look at it as game over anyway, because just individually, your vibe, your energetic vibe is so potent. The only way these entities can even affect you is simply by suggesting, trying to maybe stream thoughts into your head, stuff like that, and get you to basically believe the thoughts that you're thinking. But I feel like you are pretty much on a point where you're learning how to already handle that, okay? Here we've got leap of faith. They did not expect this love to run this deep. They're putting their pride aside and taking that leap of faith. Let's get one more. And I feel like that's how the two of you are going to be together. A leap of faith in it's just like, okay, the two of you are going to have such faith when it comes to your manifesting abilities and being able to make whatever happen that you want to happen. It's like you may not know how you're going to reach the next step, but that doesn't bother you, because you're like, I have the power to manifest it. I don't need to know the how. I just need to have the faith. Okay, let's get one more. And they love that about you. Because believe it or not, that's not, I don't want to say it's not normal, but it's very difficult for people to be able to look at 3D reality situations and stuff square in the face and be like, I see you, but I don't believe you. I'm believing something else. I'm walking by faith and not by sight type of stuff. okay? All right. Oh, yeah. Last. I got a couple. So last messages for pile 1. We've got gossip. There's a lot of gossip that surrounds this relationship that is affecting not only their judgment, but their vision too. Then we got the rival. They chose someone else. Okay, so don't pay attention to the commentary on this. This is all about, okay, so when the two of you come together, like I said, your power is going to trigger, it's going to have like a ripple effect. It's going to really trigger, though, some shadows in other people. Like, your union is going to make probably quite a few people jealous, and it's those people who have a lot of work that they still need to do. People that are, you know, because you guys are going to be mirrors for other people, and so what they're not going to be able, like, if you're really happy and they're not happy, they're not going to be able to stand you. But if they, you know, if you are full of love for yourself and they internally do not love themselves, they're not going to be able to stand you. So people are going to, but you know what really is coming through when I first saw this card pile 1 was the chatter that's going on in the in the non-3D realms, okay? Entities, like, there's a lot of like, oh shit, you know, this is really happening. But you don't have to worry. Like, you are on the path, especially with the Wheel of Fortune, like all of this, with all of this here, it's like you guys have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas. This is happening whether anyone tries to stop it or not. Like I said, they cannot even scratch you. You guys are already energetically and spiritually connected and psychically connected. Okay, so this connection is already here. The only thing that you haven't done yet is physically connected for most of you, okay? Like, you two haven't actually met in the physical realm yet, but your spirits, your souls, your energy, you're psychically already, you're connected, okay? And this is going to cause, like, people are going to try and rival you. Don't worry about it, okay? Especially if you guys decide to do some kind of work where you're in the public eye or the public realm. You know, just know that if you are conducting yourself full of integrity and full of genuine, you know, full of genuineness, I guess, is that even a word? You keep yourself sincere and with your authentic self, no weapon formed against you will prosper. No one's words, lies, manipulations, or nothing like that is gonna matter. I'm hearing for some of you that you may have a past person who may try to come out. They might have a past person, and yeah, my light just came on when I said that. You might have a past person who might be very jealous of this connection, who may try to break it up by use of lies and manipulation. But because you are who you are, your other half, your future spouse is going to know, just because they can feel it energetically. You know, they're as much of a bullshit and lie detector as you are. They're going to be able to be like, no, they're not. They're not cheating on me with you. They're not cheating on me, period. But even if they were, they're not cheating on me with you. That kind of thing, okay? I'm not saying that that's exactly what's going to happen, but there may be like an ex-lover or an ex-boyfriend, or not boyfriend, you know, an ex-lover, or maybe like, you know, a frenemy. Someone may try to come in between the two of you to break the two of you up. I do feel like that is going to be happening on the spiritual realm with, you know, lower vibing entities. But I also feel there may be 1 or 2 people who are going to be very jealous of this connection. But they're not going to be able they're not going to be able to touch it. Like I said, it's stupid. It's stupid. It's like selenite trying to scratch a diamond. Like, you're dumb. But anyway, all right, pile 1, that was your reading. I hope it resonated. If it did, please do me a favor and smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe if you feel led to do so, and I look forward to giving your guys your next reading. I love you so much. Bye, pile 1. Hi, pile 2. If you chose the beautiful Sunstone, this is your reading, and what we're going to be doing today is looking at what your future spouse is going to absolutely love and adore about you, okay? And what's going to make them want to spend the rest of their life with you, all right? So we're just going to pop this right over here. And we're going to look at the overall energies of this reading. Here we've got Magic Stream in reverse. Excuse me. Let's see. All right, so we've got balance with harmony. So right off the bat, this really feels like temperance energy, maybe. Could be justice, but I am picking up kind of maybe temperance energy. So maybe a little bit of Sagittarius or Libra. But they're going to love how balanced you feel, how balanced and grounded you feel. And we also got the root chakra, yes, with foundation. And so they're really going to love how stable you are. And not, you know, and stability is more than just financial stability. It's like how stable you are in your mind and in your emotions, and just kind of how deeply rooted you are. And that could actually extend to also if you have a very rooted, healthy or balanced family life. You know, maybe if you've got a healthy relationship with your family and or your kids, if you have them, okay? But they're really going to love how grounded and centered and stable you are as a person, okay? And then we also have the crown chakra with meditation. To see more clearly, close your eyes. They're gonna love how self-aware you are, okay? I hear you're very respectful of people. You treat everyone kindly. You treat everyone equal, or you see everyone as equal. They may have had experiences with someone in the past where, you know, they may have been with somebody that looked down on others, or maybe, you know, they grew up with family that looked down on others, or they've been around people that are just judgmental, and they're gonna love how, just like I said, how balanced and grounded you are and how self-aware you are. And they're really going to love how respectful you are, not only of yourself and of them, but of other people in general, and how you truly do see everyone as equal, okay? All right, so what does Magic Stream in reverse? What is that talking about? Okay, so okay, so yes, like now I'm seeing kind of like you being firmly, deeply rooted, like you're this really strong tree, and your roots run deep. And this really serves you because your morals and your sense of what's right and wrong is so deeply rooted. It doesn't matter what is going on or what everyone else is doing. Like, you're not a lemming. You don't follow the pack. It's like you have no problem going against the current. You know, you may be somebody that you see things that other people don't. This is like strong Aquarius vibes coming through also, so you may have some Aquarius energy dominant in your chart somewhere, maybe in your big three, or maybe you just have a lot of Aquarian energy in your chart, maybe some Sagittarius vibes in there somewhere too. I'm hearing that you may be, especially with like what's going on in the world today, you may have beliefs and opinions that go against what the majority of others' beliefs and opinions are. And it's not because, the only reason why you would ever even be like that is because you do your research. You are a pattern watcher. You just notice things that a lot of other people don't notice. And so there's some earth energy coming in through here also as well. Definitely some Virgo vibes. Virgo and Capricorn. Virgo, Capricorn, Sagittarius. Okay, Virgo, Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. Those are some vibes that are definitely coming through for you. And this is what like your future spouse is absolutely gonna, like, I'm hearing rabbit hole, like when they're gonna love how your mind works. Oh my gosh, there's just so many different energies coming through. Yeah, okay, definitely Virgo with how the mind works. Maybe a little bit of Gemini in there somewhere. Very Mercurian energy. They're gonna love the way your mind works. Like when they link up with you, when they meet you, it's just like your conversations are just gonna flow for days, and you may even like wake them up to a world they didn't even know existed. You're like, yeah, that's not really how things are. Let me tell you why. And they're gonna like you're gonna open their eyes in more ways than one, and they're just gonna love that about you. And if not, like if they are on the same wavelength as you are, pile two, they're just going to love how the two of you are able to bounce ideas and concepts and stuff like that off of each other. It's just like the two of you are going to have stuff to talk about like nonstop. Like you are never going to run out of things to talk about. But I do feel like the two of you are going to be going down rabbit holes together. And they are absolutely going to love how you stand up for what you believe is right, how you stand up for what you believe is true. And they love how you love other people. It's like, you don't necessarily, it's like, you don't see other people that don't see the truth. You don't see them as stupid. You see them as disadvantaged. You may even kind of feel sorry for them because you have a heart for people. You know what I mean? You're not judgmental, and they're going to love that about you. It's like you're not trying to prove yourself right when you are trying to teach people like what's going on or talk about or post about things that go against the grain of what the majority of people post and believe. You're not doing that to make people feel stupid. You're not doing that because you want to feel right. You're really trying to like wake people up and be like, the route that you're going is going to hurt you, and I don't want you to hurt yourself because I love you. I mean, even, you love people that you don't even know, and they love that about you. They adore that about you. All right, so let's get some more information about what your future spouse loves and adores about you. What does pile two's future spouse love and adore about them? Oh my goodness. Okay, we are done shuffling this deck. Let's get 5 cards for pile 2. Tell me what pile 2's future spouse is going to love. This is telling me the way these cards are just behaving in my hands. This may be how they feel about you. It's just like you're this wealth of knowledge. And really, it's just things, I feel like once you get your mind on something, it's like you research the crap out of it. You won't talk about something as an expert or with any knowledge unless you're firmly grounded and rooted in it. Like you won't put in your opinion about it. You won't talk about it or try to, I don't want to say force your opinion about it, because you're not like that. You very much respect you respect the power of knowledge. You know that knowledge is powerful. And there's a lot of people out there who are misleading people with misinformation. And so you are very careful not to do the same thing. You will not post about something. You will not talk about something as fact unless you know without a shadow of a doubt, unless you've done all the research, unless you crossed all your T's, dotted all your I's and all that stuff. I can see why your future spouse loves and adores you. You really are, like, I would love to be like one of your best friends, seriously. I love people like that. Like, it's like you respect people, you love people, so you're not going to sit there and just regurgitate information without knowing, without a shadow of a doubt, that what you're getting ready to repeat or share is rooted in fact. Okay, fact. Like verifiable fact. All right. Here we got unraveling. Truths exposed. See? I'm going to call you what a lot of people call you. I mean, conspiracy theorist is what's coming up, but I have a deep respect for, conspiracy theorists, the ones that actually do their research, you know what I mean? I don't like that word conspiracy theorist. I guess truth seeker and truth sharer would be more along the lines of what it is. But conventionally, what most people are probably calling you is like you're like a conspiracy theorist type of person, but really you're just, you know, you're trying to share what you have researched and found to be true. All right, and then we also have commitment. We've got workaholic, love offer, and sugarcoat. You don't sugarcoat shit. You really don't. You are very respectful with how you try to convey information. You probably do. I am picking up that you may have had a tendency to be very blunt and frank, but you're trying to kind of, you're realizing like the way and the style that you communicate with people has a very direct effect on whether or not what you're trying to share is going to take root or not. And so you're very careful with how you word things and how you communicate things. You don't sugarcoat things though. You don't believe in sugarcoating because it doesn't do anything. It's like, but you do try to share the truth in a manner where it's digestible for people can actually, you know what I mean? Like, you don't just word vomit on people. You try to kind of like ease people into it. Like, you have such a deep and healthy respect for people and for sharing knowledge. I mean, I love it. I love that about you. So I can see why your future spouse would love that about you. Yeah, and then of course with like, they're going to love your sense of commitment, not just to them and to the relationship, but that's just part of who you are. You're very loyal. You love people, you respect people, you're very, you know, you're grounded and rooted in honoring others and yourself and things like that. And honor and values. I just now saw that. We got workaholic. I'm hearing like when it's okay. So the same way that you are about exposing truth and stuff like that is pretty much the same way you are when it comes to any commitment that you make. And you are very committed to whatever you put your time, like you're very, you know, like time is precious. You don't want to waste time on anything. And so, whatever it is that you're doing for work, especially if it's something that you love, but you really pride yourself on doing a good job no matter what it is that you're doing. This may have been a work ethic that may have been instilled or that you picked up from someone or people that you grew up with, but you have a really solid work ethic, and that is something else that your future spouse really loves about you. As far as love offer goes, I mean, definitely there's going to be a love offer coming in from your future spouse, but I also feel like this is very reciprocated. They may even be, because maybe to others you come off as really practical. I don't know if you're really a touchy-feely person, but I feel like with the right person, aka your future spouse, it's like, especially if maybe the two of you start off as friends first, or maybe, you know, your acquaintances first or something, like there's going to be something where they're going to look at you like, they're going to be very surprised at how you are as a romantic partner, because it's like they didn't see that side of you. It's like very rarely do people ever get to see the really affectionate, super touchy-feely side of you, unless, you know, you have kids and people see you around your kids. But for the most part, like you're going to be very reciprocated. Like, you're going to reciprocate this person's affection. I really feel like they are going to be very affectionate towards you. You're never going to have to worry about what they're thinking or how they're feeling towards you, because they're just, you know, they're going to be communicating it with you via body language, personal touch, quality time, all that stuff. And they're going to be very surprised. They're like, wow, they're actually going to see you as a total package, honestly. Because they're like, oh my gosh, you know, you're this super grounded, centered, respectful, earthy, feely type of person, but, you know, and very mercurial as well. But at the same time, it's like, oh wow, where did this where did this affectionate part come from? It's like it's there. But they're gonna love how balanced you are. You know, you're not all work and no play. You know, you're not all work and no love. It's like, you know how to turn one facet off and turn on the other. So it's like, you know, when it comes time to work, you know, you're the business person, you know, you're all about brass tactics, or however they say that. But then when you're with your future spouse, then you're, you know, you're the spouse. You stop being the boss or the CEO or the power employee or whatever career person, and you go right and you switch right into wifey mode or husband mode or whatever mode. And they love that about you. They're like, what? That actually turns them on. I'm hearing. I'm like, that's really going to turn them on. Like, they're going to love watching you work. They're going to love watching you in your power like that. And then they're going to love being able to, you know, at the drop of a hat, you just turn around and just all of a sudden just start like not smothering them, but covering them in kisses. They're like, whoa. And they're going to love that. Look at that, Queen of Wands. They're going to be so attracted to you. So attracted to you. Like, I feel they're going to be physically attracted to you, very much so. But they're really going to love, like, how you look at things. Like, oh my gosh, like, which, you guys, that is honestly the best thing ever, because as we age, you know, I mean, we don't always retain our youthful looks, but with them being so deeply attracted to the way that you think, how you see things, your outlook, your personality, your spirit, and your soul, it's just like, I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, that's amazing, because that, you know, that never ages. They're, you know, they're never going to lose that attraction. And I don't think they're going to ever lose their physical attraction to you either. But like, they're going to be so turned on by you, emotionally and intellectually. Definitely intellectually. Like, the way you see things, the way you open up, you know, people's minds and hearts to things. Yeah, definitely opening up people's minds, opening their eyes to things that they didn't see before. Here we have Seven of Wands. The two of you are really going to, both of you are going to be very protective of this union together. You're not going to be fighting each other, but you're going to be fighting for each other and for this union. Like, anything that tries to come against it, the two of you are going to, you know, counter it together. Partners in crime. Yeah. Let's get one more. I feel like maybe your future spouse in the past may not have been. I feel like there's a lot of your future spouse, I feel like they're going to be very sensitive to emotional needs. They may be or have some water dominance in their chart. And I feel like in the past, your future spouse probably gave a lot of attention and didn't receive a lot of it back. And at first, and look at all this wand energy. So much fire and passion. And this is going to be what's really surprising to them about you. Actually, not that you're robotic or anything like that, but it's just like, I almost feel like you're a workhorse. Not calling you a horse, but like you're just somebody that just, you know, when it's time to get the job done, you switch into this mode where it's like, okay, it's, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter how you feel, the task needs to get done, and that's where you're at. And they are so, what a lot of people don't see is the depth of passion. Like, there is such a deep well of emotion in you that it very much surprises this person at first just how passionate you are. And they're going to absolutely love that. Like I said earlier, it's, you know when to switch out of business mode and into spouse mode or wifey mode or husband mode. And when you do, it's just almost like you're a whole different person. You're going to be exactly what they want and need. And what they're really going to feel like it's a breath of fresh air, that they're never going to have to worry what you think and feel, because you are also very forthright and forthcoming about what you think and how you feel. I feel in the past your person may have been gaslighted quite a bit, maybe in one, like I feel like they may have had, if they may have had one significant relationship, like romantic relationship, where they were treated like shit, basically, and possibly with somebody with heavy narcissistic tendencies where they were gaslighted quite a bit, and they could never, despite your future spouse, I really feel like they're going to be very intuitive, very empathic. But even so, when, if you're empathic but you come across someone who is either can be diagnosed as a narcissist or someone with just heavy narcissistic tendencies, they, people with heavy narcissistic tendencies hide. They're so good at cloaking their energy and mirroring yours back, because, well, I don't want to get into the psychology of a narcissist, but basically it's just like, they could never tell what this person was thinking or feeling. And it made them almost feel crazy. It was definitely something that caused a lot of anxiety inside of them. And with you, it's like you're so grounded. You're so centered. They'll feel safe with you. And they're going to love the fact that you mean what you say and you say what you mean. They're never going to be having to second guess or anything like that, because you're just you're you. And they're going to love how, you do give them attention, because I do feel like they have continually given love offers maybe to one person, and because this person did not have a genuine heart, their intentions weren't genuine, this person has been deeply hurt before. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic interest that they were involved with. This could be stemming from their childhood, okay? But you are going to be a breath of fresh air, because that's not anything that they're used to experiencing. You're going to be the exact opposite of everything they're used to experiencing. Let's get some messages from Pile 2's future husband. Wow. Pile 2's future spouse, please. Messages from Pile 2's future spouse. Let's get some messages. What will Pile 2's future spouse love and adore about Pile 2? I'm being told, like, you may see yourself as boring. You're like, all I do is work. Yeah, you have friends and stuff like that, but, this is not, no, your future, and you know what? Your future spouse may actually, may be part of what you love about your future spouse, is they bring an element of fun and excitement into your life. It's like the two of you are going to balance out each other very well. To them, you're not going to be boring or anything like that. I mean, you're secure. You're going to be like a security blanket for them. They're going to love being in your presence, because you're bringing something into them, towards them, that they haven't been able to experience with someone else before, and that's a sense of peace in relationship. Okay? Whereas you may have been feeling like, where they're needing a sense of peace. You may be feeling like you're needing a sense of fun and excitement, and that's what you bring into each other's life, okay? So here we have resistance. And so what this says is they need time to answer the call of their soul and step into higher levels of consciousness. Like I said, you weigh your options. You're not very impulsive. but you're almost intuitive. Like, you don't just, and what I mean by you're not impulsive, it's like you weigh out your options. You're very serious about the steps that you take. In the same approach that you are with sharing knowledge with others is how you are pretty much with, you know, the steps that you have to take. And how you are against resistance. Like if somebody tries to resist you or try to like put you in your place or make you follow the crowd, it's like, no, you don't do that. You know that you are your own person, and you have your own mind. You think for yourself. You don't let people tell you what you're gonna believe. You decide that for yourself, and your future spouse loves and adores that about you. Here we have guarded. They are still very guarded and trapped behind their own emotional defenses. Allow them to fall in love in steps. Yeah, so your future spouse definitely is going to love how not guarded around you they're going to be. They have been guarded in the past. Like, they may feel kind of like they may have their walls up when they first meet you. But very, very early on, they're just going to get this sense from you that you are who you say you are. You say what you mean and you mean what you say. Because the way that you live your life and the way that you conduct yourself, it's like all your friends and family, everyone that knows you knows you're the real deal. You're authentic. You're real. And so they never feel guarded around you just because, you know, they know you are who you say you are. Coldness, they feel you pulling away. They wish you can pull you back and convince you they're worth keeping. But what I feel like that is saying, like as far as what they love about you, is you're not the type to go love bombing. This is what they've experienced before. Like whoever they were with, like you are very, I'm not saying you're slow. You're methodical. You're strategic. You're practical. You're like, you know, you may be somebody who's like, yeah, you're open for love, but you're not just going to go rush into something. You are very warm with all this wand energy here. And they're going to love, they're just going to know a side of you that not very many other people are going to know. Actually, I think what's going to happen is when you're with this person, other people are going to be like, wow, I've never seen this person so like fiery before. Like I've never seen them so passionate. Like you've always had this deep well of passion inside of you. But there is like this really strong earth energy about you. Maybe, like I said, some Aquarius vibes in there too. It takes the right person to be able to draw that out of you when you're in a relationship. Because you don't let your emotions override your thinking. And you won't. Even in, you know, so like when you're with this person, you're really going to sense that they are also, they say like they are who they are, who they say they are. And so you're, you know, when you're with this person, you're going to allow yourself to dip freely into this passion of yours and to actually live in that passion, okay? And they're going to love that warmth when they've finally been able to draw it out of you. Here we got breakthrough. They are planning right now to come towards you to ask for a second chance. Yeah, like they're gonna love breaking through your outer exterior. Not that you're cold, but you're just very practical, which is a good thing because you get shit done. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like I'm feeling like your life can tend to be like a very well-oiled machine. It's just like you got things. I mean, you're that powerhouse. What did I call you, a workhorse? You know, it's like once you get going, you cannot be stopped. You know, in anything that you put your mind to, and underneath that is this incredible well of deep emotional passion, and it's just waiting. It's just like, and once you find that outlet, which this person is going to be a large part of that, it's just like, oh my gosh, you're going to start thinking and feeling in ways and seeing things in colors that you've never saw before. And this person is going to love seeing that part of you break through. But I also think that they know, they sense that because they are so, I feel like there's going to be a lot of water energy in their chart somewhere. They're actually, I feel like they are very sensitive to like the emotional stuff. And so they're going to sense within you that deep well of passion. They'll probably see it once you get to talking about things that you feel very passionate about, and they're just gonna be like, whoa, where did that come from? Like, it's gonna turn them on very much. Okay, it's gonna turn them on very much. Anyway, pile 2, that was your reading. I hope that it resonated. If it did, do me a favor and smash the like button. Comment, share, subscribe if you feel led to do so, and I will see you again for your next reading. Thanks, pile 2. Hi, pile 3. If you chose the blue Aragonite, this is your reading. And what we are going to look at is what your future spouse is going to love and adore about you, okay? What's going to make them want to make you their future spouse, okay? All right, let's just pop that right over there. And we're going to see what the overall energies for this reading are going to be. First, we have the Bone Collector in reverse. And then we have 2 cards here that are representing the third eye chakra, okay? So we've got Signs and Destiny. I'm hearing like they're going to love how they're really going to be picking up on your, like, this is kind of like high priestess energy. I'm picking up mystic energy too from you. Like, I almost feel like they're going to be very drawn to how am I wanting to put this? Like, where I feel like they may be more practical, more 3D based. It's like you're very spiritual. You may even be psychic. You may even be wanting to work, if you're not already working, with your own spiritual gifts. But they're going to really see you as magical. So, and then we got the third eye chakra with lepidolite. Lepidolite is very calming. Lepidolite relieves stress and anxiety. With signs, it says there will always be signs to guide you on your true path. I feel like you're going to be their own very personal oracle. Like, you're going to be so full of wisdom. Like, you just, and when you give guidance, it's almost like when you're talking to people and you're giving guidance, it's like you're tapping into, you know, maybe you see it as the Akashic Records, you know, universal truth and knowledge. It's just like half the time it's like you're not even, how do I want to say it? You're a channel, okay? That's what it is. It's like you're a channel. And so a lot of the times the information just flows out of you as you're talking. And it's funny because you'll look back and you'll be like, oh, I didn't even know where that came from. It's like information just comes to you. And it's almost like you're going to be their own very personal oracle. They're going to love, you know, talking to you about things that maybe bother them, or because you're going to have insights and information and wisdom and guidance to give that they're not going to be able to get from anyone else. Okay, and you are going to be very calming for them. Like, being in your presence and being in your energy, it's almost like to them like they're coming home. Okay, let's see what Bone Collector in the reverse here is. Give me just a second. I feel like so the bone collector in reverse is talking about going back, like ancestral type of lineage. It's something about your abilities. There's just this feeling with you that you're a very old soul. You may even have I'm hearing indigenous, like your ancestors, maybe even yourself, may have indigenous roots. You know, indigenous, Native American, shaman, like those kinds of vibes. They're going to be very drawn, though. They're going to be very drawn to your energy, you're just a very old soul. You may be somebody too who is very still tapped into your ancestral roots. So, I mean, you may come from a very, from a culture that not very many people are too familiar with unless they're in that culture, unless they grew up in it. You may dress differently. Like, I'm just getting this mystic, this shaman, that kind of vibe from you. Like, and I can totally see how that energy, like you expressing that energy through the way that you dress, the way you do your hair, if you wear makeup, the way you do your makeup, the way you decorate, you know, your place. It's just like you're this part of your personality. Your soul and your spirit is very much evident in your 3D world, and they're just drawn to that about you because you're not like anyone else in any way, shape, or form. And you're definitely different from anyone that they're used to being around. And they're going to absolutely love and adore that about you. But they are going to be so, I'm hearing, entranced. Just entranced by you. It's like they're gonna wonder, like, how do you know all this stuff? Because you're a living oracle. They're gonna learn that, like, you're a living oracle, and so it's not like anything where you have to do research. It's just you're a living oracle. You are a channel. It's just like, you know, you start talking, and all of a sudden you're just channeling universal knowledge. You're channeling maybe the Akashic records or something. It's just you're naturally tapped in, and they're gonna notice that right away with you. Like, they're gonna know right away you're unlike anybody they've ever met, and you are totally gonna fascinate them. You are absolutely gonna fascinate them. I mean, I can see them walking into your space and just like, oh my gosh, what's this? Oh my gosh, what's that? What is this? What does this mean? You know? And if you are somebody who has, you know, like from a different cultural background, if you are Native American, if you are indigenous, anything like that, they're going to be so curious about it. I mean, you know, they're going to want to know anything and everything there is to know about your culture, about your beliefs, about your family, about your lineage, about your ancestors, about whatever work it is you're doing. They're going to be absolutely fascinated by you. All right, let's get more information on what pile 3's future spouse. What is pile 3's future spouse going to love and adore about them? You are a gem. No one compares to you. You are unique. Yeah, I told you. Options. Multiple choices, many opportunities available. And what I feel when I'm picking up with options, it's like there's any given day, it's like there's not one facet. Here in the facet, we're talking about gems. There's not one facet about you. There's many different things. It's like there's so much about you that they could go down a rabbit hole with, and they're just going to be endlessly fascinated by the different multifaceted parts of you. It's like today they might want to know about the kind of music that you listen to, or maybe the poetry that you write, the paintings that you do, you know, your lineage. There's just like, there's so much about you to focus on. It's like every day it's like a new thing for them. Cloud 9, that's how they feel when they're around you, just bliss of happiness, and it seems like a dream. Let's get 2 more cards. Robotic heart. So this is like you're a break from that. Like you're like all in color, and they're used to the same old empty feelings and boring routine. You're a complete break. Like what I'm seeing is like here you are, this gem, and when the light hits on you, you splash color everywhere. And to somebody who is used to the same old boring routine and stuff like that, you know, kind of gray, dull, and dreary, it's like here comes this splash of color and light, and it's just like, whoa. you know how like diamonds or, you know, crystals and stuff, what do they call it? Reflect light. And there's different specks of different colors, and that's what is like the different options with you. Like today, let's focus on the blue part of you. Let's focus on today. I want to know about the red parts of you, and that's like the options. There's so much different. There's so many things about you. You know, it's like you're one integrated personality, but there's so many different facets to who you are. It's like they're not ever going to get tired of getting to know you. Because it's just, yeah, it's amazing. Let's get 1 more card. Actually, okay, we'll get 2 more cards. Oh, here we got traveling. So you may be somebody that travels around quite a bit. Maybe you are someone that wants to travel. But definitely there's something about you. It feels very nomadic. Like you may live in one space, but I also feel like you don't stay in one space for too long. And this can mean that you move physically from place to place. Maybe you really do travel from place to place, or maybe it's the way your mind works. It's just like you take this person on all kinds of mental trips, and it's like, it's never, it's always different. It's never the same. And that's where it's just like, they're never bored with you because, you know, either you are taking them to physical new places to explore, and or you're taking them to mental things to explore. It's like it could be both, and they're just absolutely fascinated by you. And then here we got the workaholic. And so I really feel like this kind of comes into like you're a break from that. Like I feel like that's where they come from. Like they're from the standard, you know, college, get a good job, practical career, you know, work the 9 to 5, blah, 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 blah. And you're anything but. You're like, you know, your work has nothing to do really with the traditional. Like if you did, it's like you're in a space when you meet this person where it's just like, I'm feeling healing vibes from you, shamanic vibes from you. Definitely, I feel like your ancestral lineage is rooted in it's a whole complete different culture that not too many people are very familiar with. And like I said, you're a complete 180 from anything they've ever been used to, and it's going to be so fascinating from them. But your future spouse is very much, I feel like they're going to be very successful. Very successful in what they do. They're very practical, very grounded. And I feel like if they did unhealthily focus on work, it's simply because they haven't found the missing piece, and you are that missing piece. I feel like when you do come into their life, or when your paths finally cross, there's going to be a very healthy balance for them. Like if they are kind of on the workaholic vibe, it's simply because that's all there is for them to do. I also feel like they've always known that they've always known that the person they were meant to be with wasn't supposed to be the cookie cutter type person, right? They always knew that the person they were meant to be with was somebody very special, someone who was not like all the rest. And so, because there's not very many people like you, they didn't even really, I feel like they don't even, like they may date, but it's not like they're really dating. it's hard to explain. I almost feel like they're manifesting you in to some degree. They focus mostly on work right now because they know they haven't crossed your path yet, but they know that they will. I don't know if they are consciously working with the law of, with manifesting. Like, I don't know if they're consciously working the law of attraction or law of assumption to manifest you in, but they just have this natural inclination. Like, they know you exist, and they know they're going to meet you. And until then, they're just going to focus on building their business, working, stuff like that. Okay. So you may actually feel like when you meet this person, like they're a workaholic. That's not really that's not really what it is. It's just that up until you came into their life, they're like, I'm just going to focus on laying the foundation, becoming financially stable and secure, so that by the time you come into their life, that part will already be where it needs to be. Because it may also be very well, maybe when the two of you come into union, there may be something, like they're needing they're needing the variety that you bring to them. They're needing the differences, you know what I mean? Like the color, they're needing your color and your vibrancy and your different and this and that. And then maybe like what you're needing from them is like, some of their, like financial resources and stuff like that, or maybe knowledge about business and things and of that nature, so that by the time the two of you come together, it's this perfect match of resources. And not that the two of you, that's not the only reason why the two of you are coming together, but in separation until you guys meet, it's like you're building your own little separate, I don't want to say empires, but when the two of you come together, it's like what this person needed, you're able to provide, and what you needed, this person's able to provide, if that makes any sense. Okay. All right, let's find out some more about what your future spouse loves and adores about you. What does pile 3's future spouse love and adore about them? What does pile 3's future spouse love and adore about them? What does pile 3's future spouse love and adore about them, please? The 8 of Swords. The 4 of Cups. They're never going to be disappointed by you. All right, hold on. Let's get 2 more cards, please. I feel like right now your future spouse is just kind of like, I think they're bored. I think they're bored. I think they're bored with their life right now. Yeah, well, it says boring routine, empty, yeah. And when they meet you, it's just like, oh my gosh, so much fun and excitement. It's so different. It's like you open up a whole new world to them that they've always known existed, but they just didn't know how to gain access, and they couldn't gain access into this world until you came along. That was the whole purpose of it, right? Yeah, we got more traveling here with the Knight of Wands. So I do feel like maybe they travel a lot for their business and you're going to go along with them, and maybe you travel a lot doing different things. But I feel like the two of you together, though, when the two of you come into union, that's going to be something that the two of you love doing together. But I feel like that's what they're going to love about you, is just kind of like how you take them on trips, whether it's business trips for you that you go on, or maybe you take them on trips to visit family of yours, or maybe, it's just the trips that you take them on, the mental trips and emotional trips that you take them on. Yeah, I feel like prior to meeting you, your future spouse is just like, they're going to be so impressed. Like, I feel like they have the quintessential, they may have had the quintessential upbringing. I feel like some of them, it's just like, they're going to feel like there really isn't anything for them to talk about that feels very exciting for you. Like, they're just going to be so, I keep hearing entranced by you and by what I'm hearing is your ethnicity. by your beliefs, by how you were brought up. They're just going to be so entranced by all of that, and they're going to feel like, like they didn't grow up in any way, shape, form, or fashion in that way. It's like they're going to feel like they don't have anything super interesting to share with you. Although I do feel like the two of you are going to have a lot of interesting times together. They're just going to love how different you are from them, how different your experiences have been. And this includes, like, if you've been through things that have been difficult, like they're going to be so interested. It's almost like they're going to see you as a warrior, not a warrior like you're worrying about things all the time, but a warrior. Like, if you've had to go through some really difficult things and challenges, they're just going to look at you like, oh my gosh, did I say high priestess earlier? I've been saying shamanic vibes, or was it high priestess in another one? I don't know. I'm picking up, yes, high priestess and shamanic vibes with you guys. Very mystic. Yes, it was this reading. Holy crap. But I really feel like I said prior to meeting you, their life is like right now, they're just kind of like, they can't wait to meet you. Like they know, they have a sense. It's almost like they can intuitively pick up, or they're psychically picking up on you and your energy, and they just know, not that they're waiting for life to begin when they meet you, but at the same time, it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to make it sound like it's really codependent, because I don't think it's going to be that way. It's just that what I'm picking up, it's all vanilla. It's so vanilla. Like everything just, and they can't wait to meet you, because you're so full of different flavor, not just one flavor, but you're like options. 1 minute you're like, here's chocolate, the next minute here's rocky road, oh here's funfetti, here's birthday cake. There's just so much different to you. You sound so exciting, pile 3. You sound so exciting. Okay, let's get some more information. Let's get some messages from your future spouse to you. What messages does pile 3's future spouse have for them? That's way too many. No, we're not doing that. What messages does pile 3's future spouse have for them? All right, so putting those back, but one did run on the floor, so we are going to pick that one up and put it down. We've got marriage. Well, duh. It says they see you as marriage material, someone that inspires them to create a strong foundation for marriage. But I feel the reason why that they are highlighting this, even though this is obviously like a future spouse reading, your future spouse is going to know the minute that they meet you. Like for them, it's going to be like love at first sight. There's just going to be something about your energy, about the way you carry yourself, the way that you talk, or the things that you talk about, that they're like, that's it. They're the one. There they are. That's them right there. Like they're going to know. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. So we have all these cards that just came out of and I almost feel like that's going to be something that they may be afraid of. Like they're just going to blurt out how they feel about you, right? You know what I mean? Like they're going to have a hard time containing or concealing what they think and how they feel about you. I almost feel like you're going to be like, oh, you guys, twin flame. So they're your divine counterpart. Well, I mean, that makes a lot of sense because, when I'm looking at the two of you, your energies are so polar opposite. But they're in a way that complement each other. I feel like you're this divine, emotional, spiritual, powerfully spiritual, energetic, divine feminine. And they're this really stable, financially secure. Not that you're not financially secure, but I feel out of the two of you, they may be more. Like if you are financially secure and you're comfortable, it's like they may even be financially independent, like investments, residual income. Like I really feel like money is not a problem for them. you know, and the two of you are just really going to come together, and the two of your energies are just going to complement each other. It's hard to see how the two are going to blend, but they do. They really, really do, and how they complement each other. And the leap of faith, and I feel like this may be kind of like how the two of you feel about coming together. I have a feeling, though, that just like they know they're going to be coming together with somebody like you, I feel like you know that you're going to be coming together with someone like them. And it may be very, to outsiders, it may almost be like, really? There is almost a feeling like there has to be some kind of a leap of faith taken in order for the two of you to really be together. I almost feel like there might be a feeling of taboo with the two of you coming together. Like you're expected to be with a certain type of person, and they're expected to be with a certain type of person, and neither one of you are that type of person that the other one is expected to be, but that's not what you want. I feel like both of you are very much pattern breakers is what I'm hearing. It's like, don't tell me what I should and should not be doing, because I'm going to do the exact opposite. And that's the reason why you're like that, is because the person, your twin flame, is nothing like what you grew up with or around. It's like the two of you are going to be introducing each other to a whole new different world. Oh, but they're going to be feeling like they got the better end of the stick, though. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we got unfounded fear. Okay, well, see, and that goes right with the leap of faith. It's like there's some fears there. Not to say that they're not unfounded, but you're going to realize, like, whatever fears may be associated with this union coming together, once things actually settle down, you're really going to feel like, oh, that wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be, kind of thing. Like, people are going to be a lot more accepting than what you think. I'm really picking up on interracial vibes here for the two of you. If not interracial, then it's just culture. There's a difference in culture. There's a difference in culture, at least culture, but there may also be different, like an interracial, like, you know, the two of you have different ethnic backgrounds. Let's get one more for pile 3, please. I keep wanting to say pile 4. You might want to check out pile 4, number 3. There may be, and I haven't even filmed that one yet. There may be some messages for you in pile 4. All right, let's get one more card for pile 3, please. I am picking up on definite different cultures. Like the two of you come from different cultures. The two of you have different skin colors, biracial type. All right. Lastly, we've got overflow. Their heart is overflowing with love so much it scares them because their love for you has no end. Yeah. Yeah, and that goes really good with what I was telling you about earlier with that marriage card. They're gonna know. They're gonna know the minute that they meet you. I'm hearing the minute they hear you speak. I don't know if there's something about your voice that may be very familiar to them. But it's not going to take them very long at all to know that you're the one, and it's not going to take them very long at all to want to pop the question. Like, I can see things moving fairly quickly. In fact, out of the two of you, I feel like you may be the one that's and this is funny because what I'm hearing is like, this is kind of weird. You may be thinking like, whoa, because it would seem like they would be the ones to be a little bit more like slow and steady, like, you know, let's take things slow and go through, you know, the different phases. But I almost feel like you're the one that's going to be like, you know, let's slow down, you know, it's too early to get engaged quite yet. You know what I mean? It's not that you're not going to feel that way about them, because you will, but there's something about them, like you're going to turn on the magic in them, and they're going to turn on like the practicality in you. the groundedness in you, you know what I mean? And so where normally they would be the ones to be like, okay, let's take it one step at a time, one day at a time, let's do things slow and blah, blah, blah. They're going to be very polar opposite with you and be like, I want to marry you now. As to where you might be the one that would just jump in feet first and just whatever. And I'm not just saying in love, but in anything. You know, they turn on the practical, grounded, centered nature in you, and where you're just kind of like, oh, you know, I want to marry you and stuff like that. But let's take it slow. Like, we don't have to rush this kind of thing. And it's almost like, you know, they're going to be surprised at hearing themselves say that, you know, they want to, not that they want to rush into things, but they're in a hurry. And you're going to be surprised to hear yourself say, let's take things slow. Okay. But I feel like the two of you coming into union are going to activate things within each other that may have been dormant, like where you're activating within them this sense of spontaneity and adventure. They're activating in you this sense of organization, sense of you know, groundedness, you know, being a little bit more methodical and strategic and stuff like that. And so it's not that, like, so when you meet this person and you notice like you're not rushing into things or things like how you normally would, it's not because you're not feeling things for them. It's because there are aspects of your personality and of your soul that are being activated that weren't activated prior to this person coming in, and same with them. Okay, vice versa. All right, pile 3, those were your messages. I hope they resonated. If they did, do me a favor and smash the like button. Comment, share, subscribe if you feel led to do so. And I will be back with another video for you guys soon. Thanks, pile 3. Well, hello, pile 4. This is your reading. If you picked the Mookaite stone, we're going to be looking into what your future spouse is going to love and adore about you, okay? So let's just get right into your reading. We'll pop that right there. We're going to get the overall energy of the reading. So here we have commitment. Then we also have spark in reverse. And then we got security with the root chakra, followed by calmness with the crown chakra. So there is a definite balance here. A definite balance because, you know, the root chakra is the base chakra, and then the crown chakra is, you know, I don't know what you want to call that, but it's, you know, so you're right at both opposite ends. And so there is definitely like, you're very much rooted and grounded in 3D reality, but you're also deeply connected to, you know, spirituality. So it's like, you're not over, indulging in any one thing. Like, you're not into escaping using spirituality, but then again, you're not super materialistic either. It's like you're the best of both worlds, okay? And your future spouse is gonna love that about you. Let's see what spark in reverse is saying. Okay, yeah. So especially with, okay, so sometimes people tend to, especially when it comes to commitment, if they're not balanced, they can be too, what's that word? You're very self-aware and you're very balanced. And so you know when to turn on the motivation and the passion, and you know when to like hit the ground running, but then you also know when to chill the fuck out, excuse my language. You know when to chill out and let things develop naturally. It's like, you know when to take action, but then you also know when to hang back and let the universe work on your behalf, okay? Because some people don't know how to do that. Some people will sit there and whip a dead horse, you know, forever until they finally figure out, oh, well, this is not working. No, it's like you're very balanced. It's like, you know when to take action, like 3D root chakra, you know, type of energy. But then at the same time, it's like, you know when to tap in and rely on universal knowledge and spirit and your higher self, you know, divine intervention and stuff like that. Okay, so they're just gonna love how tapped in you are one minute versus how illogical and practical you are the next. All right, let's get some more information about what pile 4 what they're gonna love so much about you. What is pile 4? What is pile 4's future spouse going to love about them? I just now saw where it said, to calm your monkey mind, do not feed the animal. You know, yeah, that's what I was just talking about. And then to feel more secure, deepen your connection with nature. That's exactly, see, it's funny because I can pick up on energy without even really reading what the cards are about. And that's exactly what your future spouse loves about you. You know when to turn on the masculine dominant side of you, the part of you that's like all action oriented. Let's get shit done. Let's take care of business, blah, 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 blah. But then you also know when it's time to be like, okay, I need to hang back. I need to, you know, not put my foot on the brakes, but let off of the accelerator and see where this thing is going to go or how things develop. Like, you know how to do that. You know how to turn your mind off and your heart on. You know how to do that. Let's get some more information for pile 4. What does pile 4's future spouse love so much about them? Let's get 5 cards for pile 4, please. Here we got growth, leveling up and expansion. We also have muse, artistic inspirations and entertainment. They're going to be fascinated by you. Rainy days, painful feelings, tears of sadness. I don't think that's, yeah, I'll tell you what I think that is here in a minute. We also have traveling, long distance, new faces and new places. And then we also have celebration, good times and get-togethers. Okay, so traditionally, the rainy days card would give me more of a feeling of, you know, Debbie Downer, kind of damper type of thing. But actually what I'm hearing right now is like, you keep your head on your shoulders pretty well. Like, you're the kind of person that, like, I actually feel like it doesn't matter what the weather is doing. You know what I mean? It's like you're able to find peace and solace and calmness in rainy days. Like, you know, you're the kind of person like, oh, it's, you know, I love the rain. You know, it's so calming and relaxing. Whereas there's people who are like, oh my God, I hate the rain. It's so cold and dreary and gray and you know, but you're not like that. You know, you're not the kind of person to let the weather dictate how you're going to feel on any given day. And I feel like you're like that with everything. I feel that you're very tapped in and aware that you are the creator of your own experience and your own reality. And you're like, you're not going to let anything out of your control dictate how you're going to feel and experience your life. You know, things like the weather, right? Like right now it's raining outside and it, you know, it looks like it is it is cold and dreary outside, but I don't see it as dreary. For me, it's like, I love it when it's rainy outside. That's a time where I can just hang in and relax and chill, you know, feel calm and relaxed and stuff. And then when it's sunny outside, yeah, that's super exciting. I get to go outside and play with my kids or do stuff like that. I feel like you're the same way. You don't let things determine how you're going to feel and experience your life. Like, I feel you're the kind of person who finds reasons to celebrate in anything. Like, you know, God, yeah, your future spouse is just going to be enamored with the fact on how your outlook of things. I feel like this connection with you is actually going to cause them to see things very differently in a good way. Like, you're going to expand their view and their outlook and their perception, not only on life in general, but on the world. And I don't know if they're going to be, or if they're very artistic or anything like that, but there's something very inspiring about, and you may inspire them to write, you may inspire them to create something, to maybe your future spouse, I feel like they may have some kind of a creative ability. Maybe they like to paint or draw or write, maybe play an instrument, but I feel like when they come into contact with you, like I can see them writing music for you or writing poetry for you or maybe sculpting or drawing your likeness. Like you're going to be a muse to them on very many fronts. And if they're not artistic in in any way, shape, or form, like if they're all business and no play, I feel like your presence is going to open up their creativity in a way that it really kind of adds color into the world. Yeah, with the paintbrush there. With the paintbrush there. But I really look, so with the traveling part, and this came out in pile 3, and I even told pile 3 they might need to come and check out pile 4. So if you're here pile 3 watching pile 4, this is just more confirmation that there's some messages here for you as well. But I feel like, yeah, as far as this particular energy in this pile goes, though, I really feel like with the muse and the traveling, I don't feel for this particular pile that it necessarily means traveling in terms of like to different places geographically. I feel like you're going to be taking them to places in their mind and in their heart that they've never been before, causing them to see things and feel things that they've never saw or felt before. Which is why it's like you're almost opening up creative channels in them that they haven't been able to really tap into before. How interesting. And you're going to be bringing this sense of celebration into their life where it's just like every day is a celebration. Like even though it's raining outside, you're like, oh, cool, it's raining. Let's go, get out our sweaters and, our hot coffee or hot tea or whatever and go chill on the deck and, in our blankets and stuff and celebrate that fall is here or something like that. It's like you find it's just a natural part of your disposition to celebrate every single day, every single moment. It's like you don't need a special occasion to celebrate life. You celebrate life every single day. And this is part of what your future spouse just loves so much about you. You're this amazing, magnificent, I'm hearing exquisite. You're this exquisite balance of, practicality and spirituality. You're the perfect balance of, color and lack of color. It's like, you can shift between both modalities. You're a perfect blend of feminine and masculine. Very, very balanced, I'm feeling with you. Okay, let's get some more information. Tell me more about pile 4's future spouse, please. I do feel like with the celebration card talking about good times and get-togethers, like I just feel like the two of you are just going to be able, like you don't have to do anything special, just hanging out at home by yourselves, maybe having a couple of drinks and listening to music. It's just like you have a good time just being around each other. It's like you don't have to do anything special. Although, you definitely love creating and adding to memories. It's not like if you're not doing something special outside of the house and you're going to be bored. No, I mean, it's a good time no matter what. All right, let's get 5 cards for pile. Here we got Death in reverse with the Knight of Swords in reverse. I feel like one or both of you are going to be coming out of, like something is ended when the two of you come into, and actually I feel, look at this, you got the Ace of Swords in reverse followed by the Ace of Wands upright, and then you got the Page of Cups. This is like a perfect dichotomy or a perfect mirror image of energies here. Yeah, and so I don't feel like the reason why all of these are reversed is to show like the opposite meanings of these. I feel it's to show the mirror imagery, like how balanced things are. I am picking up some 8th house energy, heavy Pluto dominant energy or influenced energy, or Scorpio energies though. I'm trying to figure out where where that is wanting to figure in. Okay, so you got one side of the spectrum, like we were talking about how balanced you are. You know, you got the shadow and you got the light. You got the feminine and you got the masculine. You got the root chakra and you got the crown chakra. And here over here, we've got Scorpio energy. And then what's the opposite of Scorpio? Taurus energy, I believe. So there's like a perfect balance of energy here. We also have fire and water, which is like opposite energies. You're the perfect balance of energy. Well, air and fire are supposed to be, you know, opposite energies and stuff like that, but you are. I also feel like probably up to this point, you pile 4 may have had a lot of things that you have had to heal through. And here it's funny that we have growth, leveling up, and expansion. Right underneath that, we've got the death in reverse, because they're almost like they almost cancel each other out. But like I said, this is mirroring energy. I feel like these two really, you know, because part of death, you know, when you have the death of a cycle, I mean, with the ending comes a new beginning. And I feel like part of what your future spouse is going to love about you, I hear Phoenix, like they're going to see you like the Phoenix rising. It doesn't matter what you come against. It doesn't matter what you come against. You're always in this celebration, like the way that your outlook on life. I feel like you may not have always felt like that. This may be an energy that you just learned how to step into. But I hear your future spouse doesn't, and this is so funny because of course this is metaphorically speaking, okay? Your future spouse, when they meet you, they're like, I've never seen in color until I seen you. Or I've never felt until I felt you. It's almost like they've never experienced life until they met you. There's something that is so different about your energy and about your outlook that is so different to them. It's like they meet you and something clicks for them. Like you're the missing piece. Hence the reason why you're such a muse to them. You're such an inspiration. Like I said, it's like you open up all kinds of creative channels within them, whether or not it's an artistic, you know, outlet, you know what I mean? But just being around you, I mean, there's, you know, you got death and then we've got new beginnings. It's so funny how different things are. We got the Knight of Swords with the Page of Cups. I feel like, yeah. So, I mean, so I'm seeing the difference between these two here, too. You got celebration and then you got rainy days where, you know, you got painful feelings, tears of sadness, and then you got good times and get-togethers. You know, you are very healthy and you're very balanced. For the most part, you know, you live in the celebratory, like you're choosing to see life as something to celebrate rather as something to just have to live through. It's like you're if you haven't already, you are shifting out of permanent survival mode. But at the same time, it's like you are very respectful and you honor your emotions. And so when things come up to be healed and to be dealt with, you give time and space for yourself to be able to do that. Which is, you know, very much about your balance. You know, you're not overly positive and you're not overly pessimistic. It's, you know, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with about being overly positive, but I'm talking about, what do they call that? Naive positivity or something. It's like you see the world in a very real way. You're choosing to live life in a way where you're celebrating every single moment as much as you possibly can. But when things happen and it brings up feelings of sadness, you don't dismiss them and say, I'm just gonna think positive. No, you're gonna stop and you're gonna honor those feelings and those emotions and whatever thoughts that are attached to them, and give time and space to process those so that you can get back to enjoying your life again. Like you're the perfect balance. And that makes you real. It makes you flesh and blood. It makes you human, because, you know, without that, it's almost like you're seen as ethereal. I mean, look at what the muse, it's almost like you're a god or a goddess to this person, but then you're so down to earth at the same time. It's like, okay, you are human, but then you're not human. You know, you're a god or you're a goddess, but you're also human. It's like they love the human part of you and they love the god or the goddess part of you, if that makes any sense. Okay, let's get some closing messages. Let's get some closing messages for pile 4 from their future spouse, please. What messages does pile 4's future spouse have? We got old wounds. We also have slipped away. I think we might need to get one more after this. Energy cords. Then we also have coming apart. I feel like so your meeting is going to be very unexpected. Like this person's going to drop in your lap out of nowhere. The union's going to take place after one or both of you have ended a cycle, maybe with someone else. Yeah, I really do feel like this is pertaining to you. I feel like there is someone in your past that you're needing to cut cords with, or maybe somebody you're still entangled with. Ancestral karma. Yeah, this may be someone that you've had past lives with, that like a karmic connection that you're needing to close out so that this person can come in. And so there may still be some, more time before you and your future spouse may come into contact. It really just depends on you completing the cycle with this other person. Okay, now remember, this is a general reading, so not everything is going to resonate. So if you don't have any experiences with anybody else, this is not your part of the reading. But for most of you, this is just simply saying that, in order for this connection to come in, the relationship or the connection with this past person needs to be completely cut off. I'm not saying that you no longer feel anything towards this person or anything like that, but like you need to settle it within yourself that relationship is over and you're moving on and you're not going to go back. Kind of like that type of energy, okay? Or I'm not saying that never, but like that this person, this karmic connection is not your future spouse kind of energy. And so you're closing the door willingly on this karmic connection because they're toxic for you. They were only in your life to fulfill the purpose of helping to trigger some stuff, for that stuff to come up to heal. And that part is done. And knowing that your continued involvement in this connection is just going to do nothing but recycle old wounds that you have already done healing on, and there's no need to really do that. And so the future spouse isn't going to be able to come in until you've completely shut the door to the past. Okay, cut the energy cords. you know, heal whatever karma came up as as a result of being with that person, just things of that nature, okay? And really, the timing of your future spouse coming in really depends on you and your willingness and your ability to shut that door to the past and to leave it shut for good, okay? All right, pile 4, those were your messages. I hope they resonated. If they do me a favor and smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe if you feel led to do so. And I'll see you for your next reading. All right, pile 4. Thanks so much. Bye.